Hello friends and enemies, welcome to or back to Happy for Now. It's me, Isabel, here with the intro to this vlog, this little project I did, because there's one thing about me, and it is the statement that you can hate a trope, you can think you don't like a trope. Generally speaking, there will always be an exception in the romance genre for us readers, because, you know, there's lots of tropes I didn't think I liked. I have a favorite pregnancy trope situation book. I have ones that I like that have things that I normally don't like. So I just feel like it's really fun as a reader to find those exceptions personally. And cowboy romance, I'm literally in my Wrangling Books shirt for this because, but again, I am a pretty on record, not big time lover of cowboy romances. I enjoyed the Rebecca Weatherspoon one that I've read. I need to finish that trilogy. I've enjoyed, I think that's the only one I've read, to be honest with you, and enjoyed, was the Rebecca Weatherspoon series, which was book one that I've read so far. I'm just not, like, cowboy romance just doesn't appeal to me. I've discussed it before. I feel like it's stinky, smelly, and just, like, the middle of nowhere is not appealing. At that point, I went dystopian. So it's, like, just not my jam in any capacity. But I'm like, you know, cowboy romance is having a moment again of, I don't generally like cowboy romances in this. And you know what? I think it's going to be a fun journey we're about to go on. I mean, I'm filming this after reading all the books. I can tell you it's going to be a fun journey. But first off, let me tell you what all I read. So first of all, I read 5 books for this vlog. I read all of Lila's Age, so I'm current until the new release next month. So I read Done and Dusted, Swift and Saddled, and Lost and Lassoed. I also read Holding the Reins by Paisley Hope. And I read Prize Money by Celeste Castro. This was one of the only sapphic ones I could find, so I definitely wanted to make sure I picked it up and give it a try. So, on that note, you'll have timestamps down below if you want to skip around to specific books. I kept this as lightly spoiler-free as possible. Any moment I do highlight is things that I feel like you would have seen on a TikTok or a reel or anything about the book, kind of as a highlight. I'm taking you through my reading experience with all these books, so I hope you enjoy, and, you know, let's go dive into Done and Dusted. I'm reading Done and Dusted. Surprise, surprise, surprise. I'm 29% in, and I'm enjoying this way, way, way more than I thought I would. I am shocked, honestly. But yeah, I'm 29% in. I'm on chapter 9. It's Emmy's chapter. I'm really liking her dynamic with Luke. I like that we're dealing with, like, they're both cowboys and cowgirls, whatever you want to call it, you know, ranchers, all that good stuff. So I like that about it a lot. Like, I really, really like that aspect. I think that's, like, more intriguing to an extent, especially that she was, like, into competitive riding. I don't know. I just really like that. But I'm enjoying this a lot more than I ever expected to. I have, like, an hour and 40 minutes left in it. Not long, honestly. This is a very short book, which I do appreciate also. I think some cowboy romances are, like, too long. I do think these seem to be in a sweet spot of length. But yeah, so far I'm enjoying it. I really like the intro and, like, the setup here when she shows up at the bar and finds out he owns it and is like, what the fuck do you mean he owns this bar? I just think that was really cute. Like, really, really cute. And yeah, I'm genuinely just having a good time. So I love that for myself. I really do. But yeah, I am going to keep reading and I will come back when I have more thoughts. But right now, as far as the setup goes, I love the, like, intro of her going to the bar and him being the owner and him being pissed who she leaves with, thinking they did more than that. And then also just, like, it's brother's best friend. So I feel like the fact that he told her brother that she was back in town and she didn't tell him yet was also very hilarious and, like, very on point, because of course he's going to. That's so brother's best friend behavior. But yeah, I like that we're in both their heads. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I'm going to keep listening. I will have some more thoughts soon. I don't have big thoughts because, like I said, I feel like I just started it and I'm already 30% in. So it's a very quick read, which is much appreciated to my brain right now. But I'm enjoying. I'll be back soon. Done and Dusted update before I pass the F out. I am, how far? I'm very far. I'm 62% in. Having a blast. I'm really enjoying this. I found the ADHD rep in it really fascinating as well. It's really interesting to see it represented with a heroine who, like, makes impulsive decisions sometimes and things like that, because relatable. Have been known to do these things also. But yeah, I found that part really fascinating so far. And I really like Luke, our hero.
and all of that. I have like maybe 50 minutes left, 60 minutes, maybe an hour max at the speed I listen. So like I will be done in the morning, and I'm very excited for it. I honestly almost finished it tonight, but I got distracted by TikTok. So yeah, I really liked Done and Dusted so far. We have officially had our first hookup. I love the tension of like Luke coming to family dinner and like them having been not intimate but almost intimate. Fantastic. Her brother calling, also fantastic. To interrupt, fitting. We've been fighting. Yeah, like that moment also equally is fantastic. I just am having a great time, honestly. So there's that. Okay, I'm gonna go to bed. I have someone waiting. Before I wash my face, before I go crawl into bed, we must discuss that scene in Done and Dusted. The scene where he sees her in that dress and has another man talking to her and punches him, throws her over his shoulder, and takes her to his office at the bar he owns. Spits whiskey into her mouth. That's the only like spit scenes that I don't mind. Like I'm indifferent normally, but like that, yes. And then fucks her in his office. Yes. Absolutely. I was fixing my dinner and that scene happened. I went, because I think I'd heard about it, but I forgot. So it took me by surprise. And I am almost done with the book, and I'm going to go wash my face next. So you're going to get me in pajamas. But all right, Luke. Am I a cowboy? Maybe. Maybe this girl's about to turn into a cowboy romance fan. I didn't think I'd see the day. Because honestly, I've said it once, I'll say it again. Ranching and cowboy shit is dirty and gross, and I'm not a fan. I am an inside girly. I'm a sit in the lodge and read girly. But that scene was good. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I also really love Teddy and her older brother's like that situation. I know that's book 3, I think. So I'm very excited to get there, or book 4. I don't know. I know she's one of the books, and yeah, I'm excited to get there. I think it'll be a fun time. But yeah, let's I'm gonna go wash my face now. But anyways, I'm enjoying myself. I just love when a book gives me like a visceral reaction, which I'm like, oh my god, and that is exactly what happened. So let's go keep listening. Okay, so I started building Lego and listening to Done and Dusted, and I'm going to keep building the Lego while we chat about Done and Dusted. Not Done and Dusted, oh my god. While listening to Swift and Saddled, that's the book. So I started listening to that, and I am 70% through it. Oops. I love that we aren't just getting like repeated ADHD rep from the fam. I love that we got some depression representation here. I love that we've got people learning skills and things like that versus going to school. I love that we have a very nice guy hero who I'm enjoying. I'm liking everything about this right now. I literally will finish this. It'll probably be my last read for February. I'm gonna read Lost and Lassoed next. Because there it is. If there's one thing that I need, it's to know Teddy and Gus's story. And I'm glad it wasn't the second book. I don't think it should have been by any means. I actually think it seems like it's well placed in the story. Obviously, I might change my mind when we get there, but right now it feels right with where it is in the story. That is the wrong piece. There we are. So yeah, I'm really liking Ada and Wes and their story. It's been fascinating, and I just think it's been really cute. We've had like a nice tension, and him like giving her the space she needs, but also being like, I'll empower you to learn how to drive stick. Like that doesn't bother me. I'll teach you. And just like, I also loved getting our preview for book 4 that comes out in April, I believe it is, because we 100% just got a sneak peek for that in this. So that was also really good, really interesting. But yeah, I'm just having a good time right now. Like truly, I'm having a good time. I'm, like I said, 70% in, and I am very excited to finish it. So I'm gonna work on finishing it, and yeah, we'll go from there. So we'll see what happens. But okay, so I am 25% into Lost and Lassoed now. Before the end of
Before the next book even comes out, I'm current. That's what's happening. I've marathoned this. So I'm 25% in. We are having the setup of her. Well, we've started now. She's officially like signed on as the nanny for Riley, and I'm really excited to see Gus and Teddy's relationship develop, because I feel like you can feel it. Like you could feel it in the other books. Like they hate each other, but they don't hate each other. It's more like this is fun to be mean to each other, in my opinion, than a like we absolutely do not like each other situation. So I'm really enjoying it. I'm having a great time. So that's like a win, right? Like I'm having a good time still. This weekend has been so jam-packed. I haven't had time to listen, which I hate. So that means tomorrow when I run errands and all that, I will probably very quickly get through it, which is good news for me because honestly, that's what I want. Like I want to devour this very quickly, because again, I'm having a good time. But yeah, I really like Teddy and Gus. I love the kid. The kid's great in this book too. She's very funny, silly, like feels on par for her age. But yeah, I'm like definitely at the point of like very intrigued by the whole setup and situation versus like dreading it or anything like that. So I'm excited to see what I think as I continue. I will be back with another update probably tomorrow. Probably not in this outfit and all that good stuff. I laid on the couch last night and I finished Lost and Lassoed. I don't think I did a good job updating you at all. Well, I read these, but I loved them. I love them so much. Lost and Lassoed was fantastic. I really loved getting their romance between Teddy and Gus, because they both are people who cared so deeply for the people in their lives, and their dislike for each other is very funny because like his sister and her are besties, right? So like of course Teddy is always at the scene of the crime. That doesn't mean it was always Teddy's idea. And I think for him, it was always easier to blame Teddy than to like think that his baby sister could perhaps be up to no good at times too. But I really liked their romance. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the end with our setup for Cam's book. I think that part is also really exciting. And I'm just like, I really like Lila Sage's writing, and I really miss the art of a well-written shorter romance book, which is what this delivered through and through. This was a well-written shorter romance book, and it wasn't a novella. Like it was 300 and some pages, but it wasn't 400, and I feel like so many books now are 400 plus pages. Some of it's from the KUification, but also like they don't always need that much length. You know, sometimes I think we're stretching things out over too much, and I don't know, I had such a fun time with this one. I really enjoyed it, and I think it's one that like a lot of people will really enjoy also. I liked how they could antagonize each other, but at the same time, like it was, I know they like hated each other, but I feel like it was always kind of from a place of love. And then I also enjoyed how much Gus actually saw Teddy, because Teddy, you know, is kind of notorious as like the reckless one and the wild child and all these things, and he saw like that actually isn't who she is as they spent more time together. And then I loved, there's a moment where Cam and Gus are talking, and Cam is Gus's baby mama / like basically they had a one night stand and had a kid. There's no romantic feelings there. And I thought this part was also handled fantastically well. But basically she says to Gus, like, I would love for Teddy to join our parenting team, to kind of give him the okay, like you can pursue her, and like I'm good with it. I think she'd be a fantastic addition to our parenting team. And I just loved that energy of it all, because so often we get just like baby mama drama, right? Or baby daddy drama. Like this having none of that, like there's no drama around that, I thought was just fantastic. And what a wonderful way to see a couple approach a thing like adults, you know? But yeah, I really loved this. This was so fun. This whole series I'm loving. I cannot wait for the next book. I can't believe I'll have finished a series in like 3 months, basically without trying because of this vlog project. So yeah, I done and dusted the Rebel Blue Ranch series. Right now is a gold star. I would recommend. It's a cowboy romance, hesitant reader, so go forth if you've not tried this series yet, and maybe give it a go. If you have, I'd love to know your thoughts about it. But yeah, I'm really excited for the next book, which I don't even remember what it's called, but I'm pumped for it. It comes out in April, and I truly just had a good time here. So I don't know the last time I've enjoyed every book in a series like this. So
there's also that, which is nice. But yeah, on to the next one. I don't know what that is, but on to the next one. Yeehaw.
Okay, I have to update you because I started another cowboy book last night, y'all. Okay, so I don't mind when authors get settings wrong. But I'm listening to Holding the Reins, or Holding the Reins. I don't know where the author currently lives, but on her website it says she's from Canada. This book is set in Kentucky. I know a lot about Kentucky. Bestie May from Kentucky. My parents lived in Kentucky for quite a while. I'm well aware of Kentucky. And I'm well aware of Kentucky horse culture because KINDLE happens in Lexington. Obviously, why has that race left my brain? The big deal one happens in Louisville. I know about Kentucky horse country. I have been all over a lot of that part of Kentucky, okay? And I also know that eastern Kentucky is where the mountains are. And that's where Appalachia is, I'm part of. And obviously Appalachia goes further than that. But I started this last night and I was so bad because like Grumps was home and I couldn't update you in the middle of the night because I think I would have picked the camera up. So I made it 9 chapters in so far. I'm going to finish it because I used an Audible credit on this. We're finishing it, okay? Like it's happening. There is no world this book is not being finished. I am on chapter 9. I don't know what percent that is. I thought these books were in KU. They're not. And I was like, I have a boatload of credits that have been hanging around. And I don't feel bad because money's already been spent on the credits. Our female main character moves back home to Kentucky from Seattle because she's ending her engagement with this like lawyer type. And the descriptions of this town make no sense for the setting. So it's a horse ranch situation. And they can see a mountain from the horse ranch, which is not where horses are in Kentucky. I need to tell you all this. Like, most of the horse stuff is in Lexington and Louisville. Mostly, a lot of it is in Lexington, actually. There's a lot of country area around Lexington in which people have horse farms. Literally. They're everywhere. So they can see the mountains from the house. There are not mountains in this part of Kentucky. And then one of the girls moved from Lexington out to this town to help run the skate rink situation and teach lessons. And I was like, there's no way. And I can do with unlogical things, right, in a book. Like, don't get me wrong. I just was like, what do you mean? What do you mean the horse farm area is in the mountain? Like, what? No. Anyways, it's a made up place. We're just going to pretend it's a weird portal in Kentucky that does not exist, to my knowledge. In any capacity. I talked to May about it and I was like, you're gonna have to read this just so you can laugh, because I was like, it's interesting. Anyways, I also got a good giggle because she finds out, she realizes her brother's best friend played for the NHL. He's now retired. He owns the bar in town and he now owns the rec center. She's interviewing for a job at the rec center in her whole thing of moving home. And the first night she's back, or the first day she's back is Sunday at the bar, which is like a thing for the ladies in town. They all go have sangrias and like shoot the shit. Well, he has to break up with our female main character and her brother's baby mama, who he's not with. So that was interesting. And obviously the brother's best friend, Nash, of course his name is Nash, has to like swoop in and like carry her away so she doesn't get in this fight. It's very silly. Yeah, that's where we're at right now. I just was having a time with the setting inaccuracies while listening to this. I was just like, that's not right. Like, this is incorrect. But here we are. I have under 3 hours left, so I will be finishing it up very quickly. So at least there's that. I didn't realize it was set in Kentucky. I would not have picked this series if I had known it was set in Kentucky. But here we are. So I'm going to keep reading that, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Okay, I'm officially like about halfway, a little over halfway through Holding the Reins. I have a couple things we have to discuss again that are just bugging me a smidge. One, the southernism of the creek don't rise is good Lord willin' and the creek don't rise, or Lord willin' and the creek don't rise. It is not just the creek don't rise. That is not how this works. And it bothered me the couple times it happened in this book so far. So I have to clear the air on that one. And then I'm listening to the audiobook and they say the word Louisville. It's Louisville, if you're talking about the town. It's Louisville. Louisville. Not Louisville. Louisville. How this stuff goes. So, yeah, I've basically disconnected my brain that this is a real place in any capacity. This
unless they're mentioning something specific to Kentucky, it's not set in Kentucky in my brain. That's where we're at. But I'm having a good time. They finally boned, and I did like that. I liked that we had a very fun time. We had a big release for the two of them, because like her ex shows up in town. He helps handle the situation, and then there's confessions around the fact that he's always been protecting her, and she didn't know it. Like when she was in high school and stuff, he was kind of running off the guys sometimes, and that's been really cute. That was really cute. Like running them off because like they were talking shit about her, not like running them off so she couldn't have dates, if that makes sense. So I thought that was kind of precious in a weird way. Like it works for me on the brother's best friend front. But yeah, so that's been going on. I'm literally on chapter 31. I have an hour and a half left, so I will be done very soon on this one. And yeah, I don't hate it. It's been fine. I did also notice the other thing that's driving me nuts. I heard this in Lila Sage's books too, and it's now becoming a thing I'm noticing, and it's especially in cowboy romances, which I was talking to May about this. And it was a big thing for Wattpad writers. And now I'm wondering if a lot of these cowboy romance authors came over from Wattpad, because they keep saying they popped the P in nope, or yup, or whatever phrase. My fists are coming for you. This is a threat. I need y'all to stop. Please, authors. Please. I don't need you to tell me that. Every fucking time they use a word and they pop the P. Oh my god, it's terrible. That is like the worst thing ever. I hate it. I hate it so much. I didn't know I hated it, and now I hate it and I can't escape it. And I'm here and I'm reading these and I'm like, why? Why do we keep doing this? And for whatever reason we do. And I just, thank you for coming to my TED Talk, everyone. Stop popping the P. I just can't, I don't know. I don't know why we're doing it. But yeah, okay. I'm gonna go back to listening and I'll be back with more thoughts. But for now, I had a fun time. I thought their first hookup was fun. He's a little dominant in the bedroom, so that was a fun time. And then of course she's like never had a good orgasm, so he gets a lot of her first, and that was fun. As always, I don't know. I enjoy that. He's, soft dom in the bedroom, we'll call it, so far. And yeah, that was fun. Oh, one other note, the stuff with her dad is like heartbreaking also, like hearing about how much he did to help, and like she had no idea. Not heartbreaking, but like it's just really like sweet, and you can just see how much he cares about her and her family, and like is part of their family also, because he lost his parents young. Anyways, back to the book. Okay, I just finished my lunch and I finished Hold the Reins. I was like, Paisley Hope. No, that's the author. I just finished that. 3 stars. I currently am wondering in my head if cowboy romances are popular because they're some of the most explicit, traditionally published often books I've found lately. This feels wildly more explicit than a lot of other traditionally published books I've read anytime recently. So yeah, I just wonder if that's why they're so popular to an extent. I mean, also some other stuff goes into it. But yeah, I finished Holding the Reins. It was cute. I enjoyed it. Again, they used the phrase again, and I was just kind of screamed a little last night. I was like, why? Why? The other thing that was said towards the end of the book that kind of made me spiral a little, because I was like, what do you mean? Nash walks in and she is reading on her Kindle and like on hold for a phone call or something. And he's like, she about cried when it showed up in the mail or with the moving stuff after getting all her stuff from Seattle. And I was like, who leaves their Kindle behind? And prior in the book, she'd gotten a box, I think, with like some books and her laptop or something. And you're telling me you forgot the Kindle? The Kindle fits in anything. Like, it doesn't take much space. You know what I mean? Like, that's an easy, like, not forget item. What do you mean? What do you mean? Yeah. So there's that. There is that. I was just too stunned, because that could never be me. I take my Kindle with me, and I know I probably won't get to read, and I still bring it with me just in case. Because sometimes those are the times I have a surprise moment where I do get to sit and read for an extra 5 minutes or something. But she just left it? No. Absolutely not. Yeah, I think this is like a 3 out of 5 for me. Like, it's not bad. I would be interested in potentially reading the next book if I got it on sale or from the library. Like, I'm not paying full price for it. And I just am begging authors to do an ounce of research and actually speak to somebody from the South maybe before
rolling with the lingo they find everywhere and thinking they can change it and it'll work, because that did not work very well for me. So there's that. Okay. Yeah, so that's that book. We're gonna keep on going, see if I find any that I like, any more that I love. Right now we're doing okay. But yeah, I'm gonna go read more of that sapphic one I have pulled out to read. So I'll talk to y'all soon. Okay, so I started Prize Money by Celeste Castro. And I'm not very far, I'm 5% in, but I want to tell you I started it and I'm intrigued so far. Our heroine is tall, she's 6 feet. She is Native American, it appears. And I think we just met our love interest on the plane already. I was reading this while I waited at the doctor's office this morning, and honestly, I was having a good time. I was a little sad when they walked in for my appointment already. I was like, no, I want to keep reading. But also happy because I got out of there really quickly. But yeah, I've started it. I'm intrigued. I will have more thoughts as I report back. She's headed home because her dad was in a really bad accident. So we'll see what happens as I continue. I don't think that'll be too bad of a upset for me, but we'll see. But he like broke his back, so her brothers need her to come home to help run the ranch and stuff. So she's a horse stunt woman. Her family does stuff with the rodeo. So again, I'm very intrigued, and I will report back very, very soon because I imagine I'll make some good progress on it this evening. Okay, so I'm 36% into Prize Money. I'm enjoying it. I'm about to put on my nails, and while I do that, I'm going to listen to more of Prize Money. I only have like 2-ish hours left in the audiobook, but I have to leave to get Shay about an hour and a half. So I'll almost be done by the time I go pick Shay up, which means this video will go up. But yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. I think that it's been it reads like, it's not a Harlequin, okay? Like, that's not who published this, but it reads similar to a Harlequin in setup. So I am enjoying that element. It's pretty fast moving. The plot's continuing. We have a back plot around who's tampering with Gates at the rodeo, and then also our romance plot. So I'm enjoying it. It's really fun. It's really cute. I really like both of our female main characters. And yeah, I'm really engaged by it so far. So I finished Prize Money last night. We're landing around a solid 3.5. I do recommend, if you're looking for a sapphic cowgirl book, trying this one. It was good. It was almost too much of a slow burn, even though it's only 250 pages. But I felt like because it was so short, I could deal with the slow burn elements, and the ending and everything was really cute. I do think some of the third act stuff was whatever for me. There wasn't necessarily like a third act breakup because they weren't fully together. There was some other stuff that happened in the third act that like halted their progression, we'll call it. And again, it wasn't terrible by any means. This is a solid cow people romance, and I liked both of our characters, Eva and Toma, a lot. I also really liked their family side characters in this. They were really fun and cute and just adorableness. But yeah, if you're looking for a slower burn cowboy romance with some extra plotting, and I don't think we wrapped up the B plot, which is weird, but whatever. So yeah, there's that. But I enjoyed it. I think it's one that's worth a try. It's definitely one of the ones that's more surprising overall from the list I read. It was definitely different than I expected too. And there's a Shay. Surprise! I'm filming this literally the day before this goes up. It's fine. But yeah, it was good. Like, I told Shay to read it. I was like, it's a fun one. You should try it. But yeah, that's where we're at. I'm gonna go finish this video, and I will talk to y'all soon. We did it, y'all. I did it. I read 5 cowboy books. I devoured 3 of them in the span of days. Go figure. I think my biggest takeaway of this is that, one, I'm really, really glad I finally read Lila Sage. And I'm glad I read it when I did, because I only have 1 more book to read, and I'll have a new series I've completed. I also am really glad to see the rule holds up, which is, you know, I feel like there's always exceptions. Like, I personally will be like, I hate that trope, but I loved this book with that trope. You know, like, it just happens. And I think that's, like, one of my favorite things about being a romance reader at times is, like, finding those books and, like, discussing those books with other readers. I'm really, really happy about it. I know I did not do a great job on wrapping up Swift and Saddled or Done and Dusted, but I literally just like finished those books and immediately was moving forward because I had to get, like, it was a thing where I could not put these books down. So if you are cowboy hesitant like me, I do think the Lila Sages are a good bet to try as your first reads. If you have Spotify Premium, which is how I listened to the first 2, those are available there in the audiobook program. And as long as you listen at more than I think as long as you listen at like 2 times speed, you could read both of them in your billing period. Paisley Hope has me interested enough that I would pick up a book 2 from the library. I definitely would not buy it, and I definitely would not use an Audible credit or a Libro FM credit to get the audiobook. And then Celeste Castro, that was just a nice, pleasant surprise in my opinion. I left that book pretty happy and pleased with it. I was recommended that one by one of my members when I was asking for recommendations of cowboy romances that weren't are stereotypical, and this was just such a fun change of pace at the end of the day. So yeah, I definitely am someone who will now not just write off cowboy romances. If something about one piques my interest, I'm gonna pick it up. So there's that. And if one doesn't, I'm not going to. It's kind of why I ended up not picking up any Elsie Silvers. I didn't see one that like sparked my interest that much, because I'm not super interested in Flawless. I'm not interested in the newest one. I'm actually kind of off put by that one. And then I don't remember what else. Like, I don't know. I couldn't decide. So if you have an Elsie Silver or another cowboy author you think I should try, I have noted down the ones y'all recommended to me in my resets and stuff when I asked for recommendations. I do want to read those. I have a couple cowboy romances I want to try, and I do want to finish that Rebecca Weatherspoon trilogy. But yeah, and I have Whiskey River by Shantae to read also, and I do really want to read that as well. I'm definitely interested in cowboy romances that step away from what would typically be the cowboy romance genre, but that's just me. I love finding books and genres that are not written by our usuals suspects, as we'll call it. So yeah, I have a handful more on my TBR that I definitely am going to be continuing and reading over time here. I could definitely see myself picking up more of these in the summer. Rodeo season is right around the corner. And one of my besties lives in Houston, so like I hear about the rodeo all the time. So yeah, I'm really intrigued, and I'm really excited to read more cowboy romances and see what favorites of the year maybe happen, because that would be a big surprise. Like a very big surprise if I had a favorite of the year from reading cowboy romances. So Lila Sage is up there potentially as a favorite, so we'll see. But yeah, I would love to know if you are hesitant like I am for cowboy romances, or what ones you've loved or want to try after watching this video. And if you don't do any of that, obviously we've got to do a cowboy related emoji, y'all. So the smiley face with the cowboy hat. You can do a bull, you can do a horse, take your pick. You gotta leave me a cowboy related emoji in the comments, so if you made it this far. As always, I will have links to all these books for you down below, links to my friend anywhere on the internet that I am, and I will talk to y'all in just a few days in my next video. Bye!
Already packing, come with me. I'm not really asking, we'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see the world in action, what we can be, life with no distractions. We'll get away, this is what we wait